I am the Highland Scribe. Scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. Come closer, closer still. You see, the fire's warm. But this tale tonight, this tale runs wild. Now, when last we left Elspeth, the veil had torn. Let us dive into chapter 9, the horn and the hollow, and see what happens next. As I said, the air had changed. It wasn't the sound of the horn that struck first. It was the stillness that came with it, as if time itself was now holding its breath. The wind had stopped. The birds fell silent. Even the hum beneath the 13 stones faltered, like a heart skipping a beat. And then again, the horn, low, bone deep, like a call that remembered your name, Faye, before you were even born. The Wulvers stirred uneasily. Not one of them sat down now. Some turned towards the ruins' archways in the north, ears flattened. Others were sniffing the air, trying to catch a scent of something older than blood, older than their own code. Only Farith held still. His pale fur seemed brighter in the sudden gloom, and his cerulean eyes, they stared toward the hills beyond the ruin with a grief that Elspeth just could not understand. She stepped closer to him. "Who is it?" she whispered. His voice was distant, like he was remembering something long dead. He took a deep breath. "The White One," he said. "The horn and the hollow. The rider between worlds. He comes only when the veil is thin enough to be ridden through." The silver-eyed Wulver, the eldest, Elspeth now understood, spoke next. Her voice was now hushed. "We banished him when the pact was sealed, when the oath bound us to silence, to solitude. And if he rides now, the pact is undone." Farith looked at Elspeth. Or worse, being rewritten. The third blast of the horn rang out. This time it shook the very stones. Elspeth, she ran with them all, not away, but to the edge of the ruin where all 13 of the Wulvers had now gathered, as though they were guards at the crumbling arch. Their eyes burned in a dozen shades, but all were turned to the misted moors below. And there, just below them, there he was, riding from the folds of the land like memory, too large to be forgotten. A tall figure on a pale horse, no saddle, no reins. His antlers rose high above his white hooded head, branching like frozen trees. And his cloak was stitched from skins, feathers, frost and bone. It flowed like smoke, curling behind him, never quite touching the earth. His face was hidden, a mask carved of old wood, smooth and featureless, save for 2 dark slits where eyes might have been. But even at this distance, Elspeth felt his gaze. It was like drowning in cold honey. The horse stopped just beyond the stone boundary. Complete and utter silence fell. Fareth stepped forward. "Ill omen rides," he said aloud, his voice ringing in the still. "Speak, rider. Say your name." The White One tilted his head, and when he spoke, it was not from his mouth. His voice came from the wind itself, curling around them like smoke through the branches of ancient forests. "You have broke the gate, and so I ride. You loosed the bond, and so I speak. I am not prophecy. I am what comes after. The threads are bleeding, and the hollow awakes." The circle recoiled. Elspeth's fingers found the amulet against her chest, and for a moment, it throbbed with a pulse that was not her own. "What's the hollow?" she asked, not knowing why the words came. Fareth looked at her, but he did not answer. He did not know what to say. He did not have to, for the White One did. The hollow is what grows when law forgets mercy, when love is denied and the truth is drowned. It lives in silence, and it feeds on oaths. A chill ran up her spine. You're here because of me?" she said. "Because of Bran?" "No," the voice murmured. "You are only the first." One of the Wulvers growled, a deep guttural challenge, and leapt over the stone towards the rider. "Begone, relic. You are not welcome here." The rider, he did not flinch. He simply raised a pale, gloved hand. The Wulver dropped mid-air. No sound. No wound, nothing. He simply folded into the ground like ash into soil. Elspeth screamed, and Fareth grabbed her arm and pulled her back. "You must leave," he said, "now." But... You have seen what they will not believe. The rider does not come for you, but where he rides, fire does follow. Behind them, the circle had broken out into complete and utter chaos. Some shouted to invoke the pact, others began kneeling, one began to howl. Not in rage, but mourning. Fareth pulled her and dragged her through an old cave covered in lichen and carved with ruins. He cannot follow us into the hollow, Fareth whispered, but we must reach it before he opens it from the other side. I don't understand. You will. You will too soon. They ran. And they ran. Above them, the horn sounded yet again. But this time it was not alone. Something answered it back. From deep beneath the hills. It was a sound like teeth grinding through stone. I am the Highland Scribe, scribe to the stones, to the winds, to the bloodlines that walk unseen. And until the fire lights again, sleep tight, wanderers.